Y'all, it is time for some File Folder Friday fun. Hi everyone, it's Sherry. I hope that you are having a wonderful day. We're going to take this file folder and use it for gift giving. Stay tuned. Welcome to my channel, friends. Thank you so much for being here. If you're new, welcome. If you have been with my channel for any amount of time, welcome back. I am so thankful and so appreciative for all of your support. Today, it is File Folder Friday Fun Day, and we're going to be using this folder as a way to package a gift. So I'm going to flip to my overhead camera to give you a closer look at what we're making, but y'all know what time it is. It's time to make it. When you find beautiful file folders like this, go ahead and pick them up because y'all, we can definitely use file folders in our paper crafting. They are a great way to get instant prints for any type of project that you might be thinking about making. But today we're going to use this beautiful file folder. It is a bead themed honey file folder. And I believe that it came in a set of 12. And I got these, I'm pretty sure, from Current Catalog. I've used them before, so I am now down to these two patterns left, and I think they work well with the tea theme that we have been working with. So let me show you what we're going to be making. We're going to take that file folder and we're going to create a box top and a box bottom. When finished, this is approximately 9 5/8 by 4 5/8, and it is 1 inch deep. And I've used some of Erin's crinkle seam binding. Erin is from My Scrap Cabin Shop, and I'll have her listed in the description box below. You get a 10% off anytime that you purchase some crinkle seam binding from Erin using the code that I'll have in the description box. So I'm going to go ahead and just slide this off so that I can open this and show you what we have inside. So we have this beautiful, fun, bee-themed lid, and then on the inside, I've turned it into a little gift pack. So I am going to remove my shredded paper so that you can see what I've done here. I haven't added any type of dividers. What I've done is I have some cookies, some chocolates, some tea, and some honey. So we have a complete little gift pack here. You can make yourself a nice cup of tea, nibble on some cookies or biscuits as they're known across the pond, and have a chocolate sweet treat to boot, and some honey to sweeten that tea. This is a nice little pick-me-up for anyone who might have a cold or they just might need something to brighten their day. Super, super easy to make, but I thought I would share some of these fun little gift ideas with you because these can be easily transferable to any season, any reason, anyone. So I'm going to go ahead and put the lid back on because we are about to make this. So we're going to use this file folder, and it's a standard size file folder. I believe it is 11 3/4 by 9 3/4. Don't remember the exact measurements, but it's pretty standard for an 8.5 by 11 inch piece of paper. Then I have some cardstock, and it doesn't matter the weight of this cardstock because we'll be using it as an insert in the box, and I'll show you what I mean when we get to that part of the project. And then I'm going to have my cookies, my tea, my chocolate, and my honey. So with your file folder folded, go ahead and move it over to 8. And let's go ahead and trim off this end here. And we can save these because we can use them later on other projects if you like. So then I'm going to open it, and we're going to slide this end over to 8. And basically what we're doing, y'all, we've taken that file folder and cut it down, and we now have two pieces that are 8 by 11 3/4. I want this to be my top, so we are going to take this piece. Let's go ahead and trim it down to 7 7/8 by 11 5/8. So now we can go ahead and score both of these pieces, and we will be scoring them the same way. So on the 7 7/8 inch side, we're going to score at 1 and at 2. Let's rotate it to the opposite, 7 7/8 inch side, and score at 1 and at 2. Then we're going to turn it to the 11 5/8 inch side, and we're going to score at 1. Rotate it to the opposite, 11 5/8 inch side, and score at 1. So this is the piece that we just trimmed. Now we're going to take the piece that measures 8 by 11 3/4 on the 8 inch side. Let's score at 1 and at 2. On the opposite 8 inch side, let's score at 1 and at 2. Then on the 11 3/4 inch side, let's go ahead and score at 1. Rotate it to the opposite 11 3/4 inch side and score at 1. Those are your scores. Then while I have my board out, we're going to go ahead and take this piece and let's cut a piece at 4 1/2 by 9 1/2. I said 4 1/2 by 9 1/2. It's actually 3 1/2 by 9 1/2. So now we are ready to rock and roll. We're going to take the file folders and let's go ahead and fold and burnish everywhere that we made a score mark. Y'all, this is such a fun, easy little project that I think any file folder that you have will work. All right, so now that we have all of our scores folded and burnished, we are going to have 1, 2 corner pieces on all 4 sides. We're going to take our finger blade or scissors, go up to the second score mark, and drag straight down to free this corner piece. Then we will trim away and we'll angle right there. Let's do this on all 4 sides. So we go up to the second score mark, cut straight down to free the tab, cut across to reduce the size of the tab, and then we angle. Turn it this way and do the same thing. Let's go ahead and reduce this. And let's angle. So there's one piece. So again, we're going to turn it towards us, and we will go up to the second score mark and we'll go up to the second score mark and cut straight down. And then we'll reduce this in size and angle. Let's do the same thing on all 4 sides. Go up to that second score mark and cut straight down. Reduce this in size and angle. So now that we have both pieces like this, y'all are ready to put it together. And I'm going to be putting this together using tape. You can use glue if you like, but I would not use a snail tape runner because it might not be strong enough to keep your box together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some tape, put some tape across here. And then where it folds over, I'm going to add a strip of tape right there. Now I'm being generous with my tape because I really am giving this to someone, but if you don't want to put as much tape on yours as I'm doing, you certainly don't have to. I just want to make sure everything stays nice and stuck. and I'll be placing the tape on the second box top, and I'll be placing tape on this piece just as I'm placing the tape here. So on my little flaps here, I'll just add a little bit of tape. We don't have to put a whole lot. Now let's go ahead and add our tape here, and a little bit of tape here. Then we'll do the same thing with this one. So we add tape here. And we add tape right beneath the fold. Let's do the same thing over here. And y'all, I hope that the File Folder Friday projects have really sparked some ideas in some of you on various ways that you can use your file folders. If it has, go ahead and leave me a comment letting me know what you've been doing with your file folders, because you might be helping others in the process as well who purchased some file folders but aren't quite sure how to keep using them. So I'll keep coming up with as many ideas as I can, but you guys have ideas too, so go ahead and share them. Sharing. All right, so we have both pieces taped, and you can see that we have our tape on these folds on the outside, but here we've placed tape long ways on the inside. So now we can go ahead and peel away all of our tape backers, and you will see just how quickly this box comes together. All right, so to put the box together, we are simply going to take this tab, fold it in, making sure that our corners are nice, tight, and crisp, and we will do that on all four sides. So now that we have it like this, we're simply going to fold in these two flaps here. Let's go ahead and go in, getting them nice and stuck. So there's one. Let's remove the tape backers from this piece, and we're going to have two. So again, we are just going to match our corners like this and like this. And if you don't have file folders, you don't need them. You can make this project using the papers that you have. Just use the sizes that I quoted earlier. And so I'm going to go in here, getting this nice and stuck. Now this is the lid for our box, and we have a nice fitting lid. So I'm going to go ahead and just open this, because we're going to take this piece that was 3.5 by 9.5 and just place it on the inside. I'm not going to tape it down, because we're going to be using some of that repositionable tape to hold our food items in place. So if after you've used all of the food items, you might want to use this box for something else, you can just take this out and still have a very nice looking box. All right, so what I have here is a plastic baggie, and I have some pre-packaged cookies. I'm not really that crazy about how that looks, so I am just going to take my cookies out of the pack and put them in my baggie. Now, if you are selling these, I would not open that bag. I would put the bag in the box in its original packaging. I personally wouldn't sell food items that have been opened, so I would definitely keep them in the plastic bag, and I'd have this whole pack in here instead of just a couple. But I am just going to go ahead and peel away the bags that I'm using, the bags that I use are food grade bags. And I know the person that I'm giving this to, so they can trust my handling of food items that I'll be giving to them. So there are my 2 cookies. I'm going to go ahead and take my 3.5 by 9.5 inch insert, and I am going to take some of my repositionable tape. Those of you who've been with me for a while, you know that I call this magic tape because I love it. And I have run a strip just like that. We'll put this back in the box. And then depending on how you want to place your food items, you just stick them in the tape like that, and it's going to hold them. So now I have a couple of Ghirardelli chocolates. I do need to add a little bit of tape to the back so that I can keep these 2 stuck together. Then I'm going to take them and just stick them in the tape. Again, they are in place, not going anywhere. And I'm going to add just a little bit of tape to the back of that T. And we can put it on like this. And I'll place my T in right there. Then I have my little individual honey pack. I'm going to fold that backwards. We'll take that honey and we put it in right there. So just like that, we've created a nice little comfort box for someone who might need a pick-me-up. They might not even need a pick-me-up. It just might be a cold day and you want to give them some tea and sweets. Here you go. So I am going to bring in my shredded paper. And I want you guys to see this big bag of shredded paper that I have. I have several of these in various colors. I have been using this bag, I know, for at least 5 years. I can't remember how much is in here, but you see how big this bag is? This goes a long way, especially if you're doing craft fairs. You certainly don't want to keep running to the Dollar Tree to buy small bags of shredded paper when that big bag will last you a very long time. If you check my Amazon storefront link, the shredded paper will be listed there. So now we're able to take the lid, put the lid on the box. I have this nice little thinking of you cut apart. I am going to add some permanent tape. I almost picked up my repositionable, but I'm going to put permanent tape on this. Then I'm going to place that right there like that. Let's just go ahead and cut like this. You can place it in your trimmer if you want, but I'm okay just freehand cutting that. And that'll go on top like that. So I like that green that's right there. So I have my crinkle seam binding, and I'm using a pretty long piece, and I've doubled it because I like how it looks when it's doubled. I'm going to take this and I'm just going to tie off like this. Tie a nice little tight bow and let that just dangle. And now I'm just going to slide it up a little bit. And y'all, isn't that pretty? I just love how that crinkle seam binding falls right there. So I'm going to trim away just that little bit. Now I can take this piece and we can tuck it in like that. I'm going to bring this one back in because it's still open, but you can see what we have on the inside. Y'all, this is so doggone special. You can put so many different things in here. Just use your file folders and turn them into beautiful, beautiful packaging ideas for any season, any reason, anyone. I'll go ahead and just leave this one open so that you can see the potential in what you're able to do with the file folder box, and then fill it with something that is appropriate for the person that you might be presenting this to. Mine, I know who's getting this, and I know that the two people I'm giving it to are going to love the idea of tea, cookies or biscuits, and chocolate, along with honey. So, In the words of the great Donna Dewberry, wasn't that fun? It really was. I am having a ball working with file folders and sharing with you the various ways that we can use file folders and other everyday items in our paper crafting. We don't have to use everything for their original purpose. We can take them and repurpose them and use them in a way that we want. So I hope that you have enjoyed this fun, quick and easy way that we can use a file folder to present something as simple as this. If you have, and I certainly hope that you have, please hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, all day, every day, this is what we do. This is how we do it. So hit that subscribe button because I'd love to have you. Make sure you hit that notification bell so that you'll know when I upload a new video. As always, my friends, y'all, please be safe, be kind, and be the reason someone smiles today. Happy crafting, and we'll chat later. Bye.